candidates. Our next question is actually for all of you because you're all involved in policy promotion and inaction through the legislature. And this has to do with the immigration law in Arizona. And the question is, do you support or reject the Arizona immigration law? Do you think Wyoming should have something similar? I presume the questioner assumes, notwithstanding legal status of that law right now. Let's begin with you, Mr. Rothfuss. And we've also had a request that you candidates give your name first as you're speaking, since you're having to move far afield of your name tag on the table.
All right, I'm Chris Rothfuss. Regarding the immigration law in Arizona, whether you like that law or not, yet we have to realize that Arizona is a very different place from Wyoming when it comes to immigration. The reason they have the aggressive law that they put on the books is largely because they're looking at drug trafficking coming across the border directly. They see violent crime as their reality due to their immigration. They don't see a federal response that's sufficient, so they have an aggressive immigration law. All right, while we have immigration concerns in the state of Wyoming, we do not have drug-related, this just went dead. We do not have drug-related immigration concerns in the state of Wyoming. There we go, it's back. Therefore, we don't need the same degree of legislation. That's not to say that there isn't legislation that we can put in place that would be helpful. Now, obviously, it would be beneficial if we started focusing at some of the reasons why we draw illegal immigrants into the country, and that's something we can do within Wyoming through our legislature. We can start having programs that look more at why are these jobs available? They're available because there isn't enough consideration and prosecution of the industry that is hiring illegal immigrants. So we can have better databases, better checking, better legislation that encourages legal immigration and basically the observation of the illegal immigration. But no, as far as whether Wyoming as a state needs a law similar to what Arizona has right now, it's not reasonable for us. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Jody Guerin. Actually, it's interesting. This caused a rousing argument between my mother and I the other night. I come from a Republican household, and my mother and I often debate things rather vigorously. She was down in Arizona when they enacted this law, and by her telling, the instigating incident was a man that was killed who had been at least helping people when they had no water and they were out stranded in the desert, a farmer, and he was killed by some of the drug traffickers. And that incident caused an uproar along the border because people felt unsafe. And I think that is a perfectly legitimate reason to respond in the way they did. I don't believe the federal government has a good system in terms of dealing with people coming across our borders. I guess one of my questions would be, can't we do something to allow the flow to be a little more smooth for people who are law-abiding, who aren't coming here to do anything harmful to our country? It seems like if we did that, we might do ourselves a lot of favors. In terms of Wyoming, I also don't believe that we have an issue that needs to be addressed in such a fashion. I don't think we need to be stopping people on the streets, and I do have a concern that once we start doing that and asking for everybody's paperwork, that maybe we've gone down the wrong path for a whole host of reasons. One of them is racial profiling, but for a whole host of reasons that I just don't think, I don't think any of us would like to be stopped by the police and be required to police or produce papers if we had done something that was a minor infraction. Thank you.